This is taken from Haiti, which was colonized by the French, and it's a residual effect of something in French culture, but there it's very strong now. The storyteller who wants to tell a story goes crick, the audience who want to hear, they go crack, and it builds. It's a crick, crack, crick, crack, misty crick, misty crack, and then in English translated it would be honor, respect. And it ends with honor and respect. What is being honored and what is being respected by this moment? In a sense, it's better not to say. Those who are there should feel that. But there are many dimensions. We're honoring the event, the togetherness, each other, the fact that the story exists, the ancestors, those who first found this story. A lot of things are being brought together, but one of them is also the contract. Because in a mediated live experience, there is a contract. And I work with stories which contain, if you like, the shadow. I don't believe... there is light, therefore there is shadow. The two are a produce of each other. They're dependent on each other. And we're trying to shine more light into the darkness to see what is growing in those shadows. So a lot of the stories I tell... with fairy tales, well, they're full-blooded. With myth, it's myth unleashed. Therefore, there's a responsibility. I can get people into a state where I could put right inside their head a very strong image that could be quite disturbing. So this honor, respect is a sort of negotiation of something is going to happen. I have to be very sensitive not to abuse what I can do. And my most, the show that I'm in a way proudest of is something I did with the folklore of the Sandman. Nothing to do with Neil Gaiman's work. I've never read it intentionally. But it's very, very dark, looking at what is the nature of dreams, nightmares and dreaming. And to get there, I use... it's the Midrash of Cain and Abel is sitting at the heart of it. So right there to the first bit of killing that goes on. The folklore is extraordinary surrounding that story and very lacking in the Talmud. It's not there. It doesn't tell you what the squabble was, what the argument, and so on and so forth. But it can be found, and I've used variations of that. So because it's about something so horrific, the killing of one human being by another human being, I use very violent stories and have to redeem the whole thing in the last 45 seconds of the show. And it's an extraordinary thing to go into, knowing full well that I'm trying to talk about the origins of dreams and nightmares as generations of human beings all over the planet have contemplated this power, this hypnosis. And then in the end, in the name of what? In the name of what do we, the artists, do all this? In the name of what do we put ideas in people's heads? So when we come back to this joyful crick, crack, crack, misty crack, misty crack, honor, respect. The honor, respect is honoring and respecting this event, which is not me, it's the stories and what the stories contain. And I think that's why I've become so interested in traditional narrative, is that in this sense that if stories are viral and there's the meme or the virus is dependent on a payback to the host to become infectious, to infect other people, there's this realization that I can self-express as well as join what the story is saying. And actually, as an artist, I have it's a little smile to myself, but I allow in every single story I tell one line, which is Ben Haggarty is now at the center of attention of 500 people. I'm going to say what I think, and I may put it in a side or in the mouth of some character, but I allow one sentence. Of course, everything I say is expressing what I say because it's my vocabulary, and every value judgment I give, you can read my politics, my outlook, my global perspective from one sentence probably if you're clever. But there's a sort of a sense of the traditional stories, they allow you that. There's a payback. They want to live.